Right now, most of the dinosaurs are hiding, for a vicious predator has come, a Gorgosaurus. We see here the Dilophosaur family hiding their young in the tall grass. Or he's stalking something. Up on the hill, there is a small juvenile Triceratops. He has been split up from the herd most likely by some sort of dinosaur that was hunting them earlier, and he must have tried getting away and split off the group. The Gorgosaurus is moving in. The Triceratops does not think he sees him yet, but he's wrong. The Gorgosaurus makes the kill. He uses his sharp teeth to rip into the flesh of the Triceratops. Over here we can see Riptide as he digs through another old abandoned nest for eggs. He believes this one has something, but it's extremely tough to get into it, for it's deep in the side of a large tree. He can't fit his claws in very well. But he finds an egg. And begins to feed on it. He uses his tough head to try and dig into the dirt. He decides to use his tail and attempt to get these large rocks, but it's an extremely difficult task. Finally manages to do it, and he opens some sort of pocket. Something could be buried. He uses his tail to brush away the excess dirt, but finds it leads to nothing. His face is extremely dirty while the digging is done, and decides to quit on it. He has at least had one little egg. The Dilophosaurs are hungry over here, and so Blue has decided to use his frill and attempt to intimidate the Gorgosaurus. But they have come up with a plan. The female begins to slowly move in, grabs the Gorgosaurus' kill, and pulls it off. She drags it over to her young, where her young begins to feed, and so does she. Blue runs off, seeing that they've got the kill, and begins to feed on it. The Gorgosaurus still does not know, for the Gorgosaurus is not the smartest of dinosaurs. But then he finds his kill is gone, and then he begins to dig, thinking for some reason it's buried under the ground. He uses his large feet to dig right in the soft dirt. He can still smell the blood and thinks it's somewhere down there. He begins to dig, finds out it's gone, for he cannot smell the blood anymore because he pushed it all backwards. And since he's not the brightest dinosaur, he has no idea where it is. Then he spots Riptide along the rock side and thinks that he took it. Riptide is being smart today, for it's an extremely hot day, and stays in the shade. But what the Gorgonopsid does not know is that Riptide has the advantage, not because of his poisonous bite, but instead because the Gorgonopsid is extremely tired from chasing all the from looking for the egg. Well, not the eggs. Looking for the Triceratops, which was actually taken by the Dilophosaurs. Standing up to the blue and trying to catch the Triceratops, which was decently easy, but what mainly took it out was him being in the sun and him digging for the Triceratops stupidly. Riptide hasn't been doing much except sitting right there doing nothing in the shade. And Riptide has a poisonous bite. He tries showing off his teeth and claws, but the Gorgonopsid thinks that he is one of the most powerful dinosaurs and goes in. As he tries to ram into the Riptide, he stupidly falls onto the ground. Riptide roars in victory and pounces onto the Gorgonopsid, using his claws to jab into the neck of the Gorgosaurus. He gets up, and charges right for the Tyrannonicus, and lands a successful strike and bites Riptide in the arm. But he does the exact same. Now he's got a poisonous bite, and so it does more. But only makes him drowsy. A successful bite to the neck will do it. And he does it. Biting the Gorgonopsid, the Gorgosaurus, right in the neck. The Gorgosaurus tries to get up, but instead falls to the ground. Dead. KO. Riptide made a successful kill and begins to feed on his prize. Over here, the Dilophosaur family is finishing their kill, but they don't have much. And the baby Dilophosaur sees the Gorgosaurus. And goes over to Riptide and begins feeding on the leg of the Gorgosaurus. Riptide notices the young Dilophosaur, but he decides not to attack it, for he knows it probably won't do much, and he doesn't need more food. Also, it'll most likely anger the Dilophosaurus and continues to feed on the Gorgosaurus. Soon the female Dilophosaur notices the young is gone. The male notices too and decides to stay here and guard the kill while she goes off looking for the young. She finds some of his tracks in this dirt. As she continues to follow his smell, she finds him sitting up on the hill, feeding on the leg of the Gorgosaurus. Riptide gets back and lets the female take her young. But he's full and backs away from the kill and walks off. She decides to feed on the carcass. But the male sees it, picks up the Triceratops, and brings him over. The Dilophosaurus family now has a mountain of food.